The Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Orlando Magic 105 to 104 tonight. Outside of Luke Kennard hitting the game winning shot, I would say the biggest story of this game was LeBron James passing Robert Parish and breaking his record of all time games played in the NBA. Robert Parish had the original record of 1,611 NBA games played, while LeBron James now has the new record of 1,612 games played in his career. So that shows you how LeBron has had great longevity in his career. I would say he's been blessed with great health that's allowed him to play this long. And I know I'm going to come across as a hater like I always do when it comes to LeBron, but I also believe he's benefited for a long time from performance enhancement drugs and how the league weakened the physicality that allowed him to stay in the league a lot longer than he normally would have because his body had to take less hits and absorb less injuries due to the physicality. If we're being honest here, that definitely helped extend his career. So just want to throw that out there. But if we compare Robert Parish to LeBron James when it came to this record, I would say what sticks out to me is that Robert Parish only played 21 NBA seasons. And in all those NBA seasons, he never played less than 72 games, except for his last year in the league. But every other season, he was playing 72 or more games. He had several seasons where he played 80 games, but they were always close to 82. It would be like 78, 79. This guy was a true Iron Man. And his last, like I said, in his last year in the league, he only played 43 with the Bulls. By then, he was washed and he was just hanging on. But that shows you how durable Robert Parish was in his NBA career. And you got to factor in that Robert Parish came into the league when he was 23 years old, while LeBron was drafted when he's 18. He would turn 19 within a few months of that. So basically, LeBron was 19, while Parish was 23. And Parish still managed to play most of the regular seasons he played in. Like I said, he hardly missed any games throughout his career until his final season. To me, that is more impressive because when you look at LeBron, he's played 23 seasons compared to Parish's 21. So he's had several years where he hasn't even come close to playing 70 games. If you go down the list, that he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons where he's had 6, 7. Wow. So he's had 7 seasons where he didn't manage to play 70 games throughout his career, while Parish never had more than one season where he didn't come close to playing 70 or more. And that was his last year in the league. So that really shows, again, LeBron has benefited from how the league has been very favorable towards him when it comes to his load management. He's been allowed to load manage, and that allowed him to extend his longevity. Parish did not have that luxury in his era when it came to playing the game. There was no such thing as load management when he came out. He had to deal with the extreme physicality of the game, especially during the 80s when dealing with teams like the Detroit Pistons, with Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn, those guys all taking hard shots at him. And then you had other teams like the Philadelphia Sixers at the start of the early 80s. That was a very physical team that roughed him up a lot. And I'm missing other teams. I'm not mentioning other teams that were just very physical during the era. That was normal. So to me, Parrish being able to do what he did was more impressive because he didn't have the luxury of load managing. He just had to go out and play all those games in an era that was much more physically demanding, especially at the big man position, where guys are allowed to hack, foul, grab you every single game and take a lot of cheap shots at you that your body had to absorb it and deal with it. And there was no modern medicine or nutrition that could help you to get through it. So I thought the way Parrish got that record was more impressive, while LeBron had to manage to get the record. That's the reason why I just respected Parrish so much more than LeBron getting this record. And like I said, if we're being honest, LeBron has benefited from the league not being as physical as it once was. It was very physical when he first came in, his first 2 or 3 years, and then they toned it down completely for the rest of his career. And he's rode that wave, as they would say, and it's helped him. I know people will argue, say like, well, LeBron's a big guy, he could take the hits. And the thing that you're ignoring is, yeah, he could take hits. He's huge, but over time, it wears out your body. It adds miles to your body. It's like having a car. Sure, you can keep your car in great condition, but after 200,000 or 300,000 miles, the parts break and you have to replace the car. LeBron avoided this because he didn't have to get all those miles on his body since the league just outlawed physicality to the level it once had from like the 90s throughout the up until the mid 2000s. After that, it was just much more lenient when it came to the poundings that players took on their bodies. And like I said, LeBron was able to take advantage of this. What I find interesting now, though, I don't think LeBron will be the last player to surpass Parrish's games played record. I think you're going to see more guys in upcoming years that get to touch that record. Like, I'm just going to bring up some other players to see how far behind they are in catching up to Parish when it comes to games played. Wow, I'm just looking at Kevin Durant. He's not too far behind. He's played a total of 1,189 games. It's very possible that Parish will be able to catch up in the next. I mean, Kevin Durant will be able to catch Robert's record in the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 seasons. So that shows you that these records are going to get broken, that LeBron won't be the first. We're going to see other old guys get there. And I just want to point that out. It's just another example of how the league, due to rule changes, is now resulting in seeing these records that as kids, as an elder millennial, I didn't think would be broken, but they're now getting shattered rather easily. So yeah, just thought I would just bring that up. I don't have anything else to say about this.